What's up everybody, it's Paul from Boosted Films, and in this video we're going to change the engine air filter on this 2022 Ford Bronco. Now if you're looking for a video on the cabin air filter, I already made one of those too, so I'll put a link to that video in the video description down below. So you will need a few basic tools for this job. Those tools including a flathead screwdriver, an 8mm socket, and some sort of ratchet and extension to go along with that socket. But the first thing we need to do on this job, of course, is pop our hood. So we're going to go and open up the driver's side door. Of course, down by the driver's side footwell here, there's the lever to release your hood. So we're going to give that a pull. And now coming to the front of the car here, you can see this is this safety latch, kind of like still holds the hood in place. We got to move that to the left side of the screen here, and then you should be able to lift up your hood. The prop rod is right behind that yellow piece. You're going to lift up your prop rod right away too, and secure that to hold your hood up. Now we got our air intake over here, and our air box here that kind of splits into two. We got like an upper half and a lower half. So we're going to work on getting this upper half separated. But first thing we're going to do is actually remove this little air duct piece that kind of directs air into this air box. And there is just one little piece you can pull out here. This is what you need the flathead screwdriver for. And just giving you a close-up shot, you can see where it's indented a little bit. That gives you a little extra room to slide a screwdriver or something flat in there to pry up that piece to pull it out. Next, I pulled this out. You probably actually don't have to pull this little section of this air induction piece out. I had to give it a little pressure here to push down to slide it out over those tabs. You could probably actually leave this on again if you want to and just keep it on the top portion of the cover, but I guess let me know if it worked for you to do it that way. Next, we're just going to remove these 4 8mm bolts that hold this top portion of the cover to the bottom portion of the air box. So of course, just loosen those up and then pull off the cover. Now you can see this air filter in here, this round one is kind of just squeezed in there. If you pull up, if you're on the side like I am and pull it towards you and pull it up, it should kind of just wiggle up and free. It just kind of smushes in there, and that's kind of how it's held in place. So you should be able to just basically slide that old one out and take a look. I always like to compare the old to the new. So once you have your old air filter out, take a look at your new one and make sure it looks pretty much the same. So of course this one does look like it's about the same size as the one we took out. So we should be able to go ahead and put it back in. If there's any large debris in the bottom part of that air box, just go ahead and remove it. You could take a vacuum cleaner to stuff in there if you really wanted to, just to get any big debris out. Of course, just make sure nothing goes inside that intake tube when the filter's not on. You don't want any of that going into your engine, of course. That's what the filter does. It keeps larger debris from going inside your engine. So now you should be able to just push this down and then slide it towards the engine itself. You could utilize a screwdriver, or you can see I just got my finger down there a little bit more towards the bottom to kind of push it down in place. And then I'm going to give you a close-up shot here just so you can get a good view. You just want to kind of make sure that there's not a gap in there. You want to make sure that it is fully on right here, and you can see that it's flush with that piece and sitting in there like it should. Next, you're just going to reinstall that cover. Just make sure you get it lined up, and then I usually like to just get a screw started and then move to the next one, get it started a little bit, and then work my way around before I tighten them all up. But of course, just go ahead and make sure you do get them all tight. They shouldn't have to be super tight. Just as soon as you feel them getting pretty tight, you should be set. Next, we're going to slide this air intake piece back in place. It should just push on, and then that hole should line up again where you can put that other piece back in that holds it in place. And again, this did split into two, so we're just going to take the lower portion first and just push that in, and then you should be able to line this up and push this pin type piece in that holds it in place. And there you go. Now everything should be secure. Take a look, make sure you don't have any other tools or your old air filter, anything underneath the hood. Get everything out of the way. Take one last double check, make sure you tightened up anything you loosened. But that's about it. Now all we really need to do is close our hood. And of course, to do that, we're just going to lift it up a little bit and then pull that prop rod out of the hole that we set it in. And then here's a shot of the prop rod. It kind of goes back behind this one plastic portion, and then you pull it forward a little bit to put it in the other one, and then it kind of locks in place. But then I like to just hold the hood up a couple inches and then let it drop and make sure it's securely locked in place. So there you go, guys. That's about it for this video. But of course, I am just a guy on YouTube that likes to document what he does. So if you have a better way of doing something, or if you think I did something wrong, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. But also, maybe more importantly, if you have a Ford Bronco that's a different year than this one, or maybe a little different model, and this process was the same for you or very similar, you could leave a comment about what your car is and if the process was the same. That way it could just be helpful for other people watching this video to know if this will work pretty much the same for them and their vehicle. Also, if you want to buy the specific filter I used in this video, you can check the video description for a link to that as well. But otherwise, I certainly hope you guys found this video helpful. And as always, this is Paul from Boosted Films saying thanks so much for watching. I just want to say that domestic violence is never okay. If you or someone you know is experiencing issues with a partner and doesn't feel safe, please visit the website thehotline.org or call 1-800-799-SAFE.